David Asman. So this is the second time they've met in the Oval Office, David. The first meeting went very well. They said they got along great.
It's weird.
Obviously, this is President Trump's hometown. Yeah. It's a place that he loves and wants to see prosper, and where he's had a lot of business interests over the years. What do you make of it?
He was born in Queens, which happens to be where I was born as well. But he has an affinity for New York that even though he moved his residence down to Florida, this is the city that made him, and a city that he made in large part, too, when you think of everything that he's built here. So he cares, and he still has a lot of property here, even though his residence is in Florida. He wants New York to succeed. It's not so much that he cares about whether Mamdani succeeds or not, but he wants New York City to succeed. And when you look at what happened in Minneapolis, think of, I have a suspicion. I don't know I don't have inside information as to what exactly they're talking about. But if ICE comes into New York, he doesn't want the same thing that happened in Minneapolis to happen here. I suspect that was part of the conversation. As to real estate in New York, Mamdani has said, as per most Marxists, he favors the decommodifying of private housing. That is, he wants government to take over all private housing. That ain't going to happen. But that's his ultimate goal as a Marxist. He has been quite upfront about that. I know a lot of people say, no, he's a socialist. No, he uses Marxist terminology.
But he has said that he was open to some private-public partnerships in easing the housing crunch, right?
And there are precedents for that in New York. There's a place called Stuyvesant Town, and Peter Cooper Village is a part of that. A lot of people know of it. It became completely private, but it started as a public-private partnership back in the 1940s, and it turned out extremely well. It was safe. The rents were under control, but not to the extent that they affected the rest of the rental market in New York because they were isolated communities. So he may want to do that. Also, he's running into terrible opposition from even the city council, which is very far to the left. He's further to the left than the New York City Council because he said he was using as a threat to the governor, if you don't raise taxes, I will. And the taxes that he could raise are on property. That's the only thing the mayor can do. He needs the city council to go along with him. But other than that, he has to go up to Albany, to the state capital, to raise the top rates. So the president is probably just not necessarily reading the Riot Act because apparently he knows how to, nobody knows how to deal like President Trump, and he's dealt with communists before. So I think they're probably getting along, or they had a nice conversation.
I think you touched on something there, which is that neither side benefits if any immigration effort looks like Minneapolis, right? The president doesn't want to see any more of the video that he saw in Minneapolis. He's made that very clear. And, perhaps they can get some kind of agreement on allowing ICE to go into some of the prisons and jails in New York to extract some individuals like they're supposed to be doing now in Minnesota. In return for some sort of federal funding of public housing project. I don't know. We try to read the tea leaves.
And remember, we had a taste of that a couple of years ago when there was rioting going on all over. And more recently than that, there were takeovers of Grand Central Station. So we really don't want any more of this, particularly if it's going to look like Minneapolis.
And it doesn't help Mamdani either. Right. If he sees that, people will just go, see, Absolutely. This is what we knew was going to happen under this guy. So he knows that as well. Thank you very much,
Absolutely.
David. Great.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.